Daf Yomi Tractate, Sanhedrin, page 84b, top of the page, starting a new chapter, the 10th chapter of Tractate Sanhedrin, which is called Elohein HaNechnakin, or Elohein HaNechnakin, which means these are the transgressors who are strangled in the implementation of the court-imposed death penalty. And here it is. The Mishnah says, Elohein HaNechnakin Makay Aviv Imo Hagoyim Nefesh Misrael Bezaken Mamre Al Pi Bezdin Unavi HaSheker V'Hamisna B'Shem Avodah Zareh V'Abo Alei Shesish V'Zom Bas Koyin B'Ala. These are the transgressors who are strangled in the implementation of the court-imposed death penalty. One who strikes his father or his mother, and one who abducts a Jewish person and a rebellious elder according to the court, and a false prophet, and one who prophesies in the name of idol worship, and one who engages in intercourse with a married woman, and conspiring witnesses who testify that the daughter of a priest committed adultery, even though, were she guilty, she would have been executed by burning, and her paramour is also executed via strangulation, as in any case where a man engages in intercourse with a married woman. Gemara, the Talmud says, "Make aviv ve'imo minalan." Dichsi v'make aviv ve'imo moisiumas. V'chol misa hamud b'toyer b'stam eno el chenek. The Mishnah teaches it says in the Mishnah, one who strikes his father or his mother is executed by strangulation. The Gemara asks, from where do we derive this halacha? And the Gemara answers, it is derived from a verse, as it is written, one who strikes his father or his mother shall be put to death, Exodus 21:15. And every death stated in the Torah without specification is referring to nothing other than strangulation. Ema adikatile miktal, salgadai dekatal chab saif. The Gemara suggests, say, that one is not executed for striking his father or mother unless he kills him or her. The Gemara explains, does it enter your mind to say that if one kills one other person, he is executed by beheading with a sword? But if he kills his father or mother, he is executed by strangulation? That is not reasonable. The Gemara asks, this works out well according to the one who said that strangulation is a more lenient form of execution than decapitation. But according to the one who said that strangulation is a more severe form of execution than decapitation, what is there to say? Perhaps one is liable to receive the death penalty for striking his father or mother only if he kills the parent. And the added severity for killing a parent is in terms of the specific form of death penalty. Ela midichtiv make ish v'meis mois yumas uchetiv o be'eva hikau biyado v'yamos shmamina kol hecha dika haka stam lav misahu. The Gemara answers rather prove that one is executed by strangulation for striking his father or mother, even if he does not kill them, from the fact that it is written, one who strikes a man and he dies shall be put to death, Exodus 21:12. And it is written, or if in enmity he struck him with his hand and he died, he shall be put to death, Numbers 35:21. Learn from these verses in which it states, strikes and he dies, that anywhere that there is mention of striking without specifying a resultant death, it is not referring to a case where the blow caused one's death. V'yitzrich lemichtav makeish, v'yitzrich lemichtav kol makeish. The I kasav rachman makeish v'meis, havemina ish davar mitzvah. In katan lo kasav rachman kol makeish, v'yikasav rachman kol makeish, havemina afilu nefalim, afilu ben shmona. The Gemara notes, and it was necessary for the Torah to write one who strikes a man, and it was necessary for the Torah to write anyone who kills a soul. The murderer shall be slain on the basis of witnesses. Numbers 35:30. Since if the merciful one wrote only one who strikes a man and dies, I would say that one who strikes a man, meaning an adult, who is obligated in the fulfillment of mitzvot, yes, he is executed. But one who kills a minor, no, he is not executed. Therefore, the merciful one writes anyone who kills a soul. And if the merciful one wrote only anyone who kills a soul, I would say that one is executed even if he killed non-viable newborns, or even if he killed a child born after a gestation period of 8 months, who in Talmudic times was also considered non-viable. Consequently, both verses are necessary. ואימה אף על גב דלא אבי בחבורה עלמא תנן המכה אביו ואימו אינו חי עד שיעשה בהן חבורה. The Gemara asks, but if that is the source for the halacha that one is liable for striking his father or mother, why not say that he is liable even though he did not wound him or her and draw blood? Why then did we learn in a Mishnah in 85b, one who strikes his father and his mother is not liable unless he wounds them? Amar Kra, Make Adam, Umake Behema. Ma Make Behema. Ad Avid Bachabura, Dichtiv Ba Nefesh, Af Make Adam, Ad Avid Chabura. The Gemara answers that the verse states, and one who strikes an animal shall pay for it, and one who strikes a person shall be put to death. Leviticus 24:21, juxtaposing one who strikes an individual with one who strikes an animal. An earlier verse states, one who strikes the soul of an animal shall pay for it. Leviticus 24:18. Based on this, it is derived just as one who strikes an animal is not liable unless he wounds it and draws blood, as soul is written concerning it, and it can be derived from the verse, for the blood is the soul, Deuteronomy 12:23. For the term soul is a reference to blood. So too, one who strikes a person is not liable unless he causes a wound and draws blood. Inami machisha ba'avonim chayav tenehu inyan lenefesh adam. Rav Yirmiyah objects to this proof. If that is so, then in a case where one weakened the animal by placing a burden of stones upon it and thereby injured or killed it, would one say that so too? In that case, he is not liable because he did not draw blood. Clearly, he is liable to pay for the damage that he caused. Rather, with regard to the term soul in the verse, one who strikes the soul of an animal, if it is not a matter that is relevant to the soul of an animal, as even in a case where one weakens the animal by placing a burden of stones upon it, he is liable. Apply it to the matter of the soul of a person and thereby derive that one who strikes his parent is liable to be executed only if he wounds his parent and draws blood. The Gemara asks, but if the fact that one who strikes his parent is liable only if he draws blood is derived from based on the principle, if it is not a matter, why do I need a juxtaposition between the striking of a man and striking the animal? The Gemara answers the juxtaposition is necessary in order to derive the halacha for that which is taught in a braita in the school of Chizkiah, just as in the case of one who strikes an animal. There is no distinction between one who does so unwittingly and one who does so intentionally, and in both cases he is liable to pay damages. So too, in the case of one who strikes a person, there is no distinction between one who does so intentionally and is executed, and one who does so unwittingly and is not executed. In both cases, he is exempt from paying damages based on the principle that one receives only the greater punishment. Hanich leman de isle tana de vechizkia, eleman de lesle tana de vechizkia The Gemara asks, this works out well according to the one who holds, in accordance with the opinion of the Tana of the school of Chizkiah, but according to the one who does not hold, in accordance with the opinion of the Tana of the school of Chizkiah, why do I need the juxtaposition between the striking of a man and the striking of an animal? Ma make behem nerfua pater, af make adam nerfua pater. The Gemara answers, he derives that just as one who strikes an animal for medical purposes is exempt from payment of restitution, so too one who strikes a person for medical purposes is exempt, even if it results in the death of the one that he treated. Di boilehu ben mahu shiakis dam le'aviv. Ben mahu shiakis dam le'aviv. Rav Masda Omar v'hafta recha k'moicha. Rav Dimi bar Chanina Omar make adam make behema make behema lefua pater af make adam lefua pater. The Gemara explains, a dilemma was raised before the sages. What is the halacha with regard to whether a son may let blood for his father? Is he liable for wounding his father? Rav Masna says, that it is written, and you shall love your neighbors yourself, Leviticus 19:18. Just as one would want others to heal him when the need arises, one must heal others when the need arises. It is prohibited for one to do to others only those actions that he would not want done to him. Therefore, it is permitted for one to heal his father, even if the procedure entails wounding him. Rav Dimi bar Chanina says, this is derived from the juxtaposition between one who strikes a person and one who strikes an animal. Just as one who strikes an animal for medical purposes is exempt from paying restitution, so too one who strikes a person for medical purposes is exempt from liability. Rav lo shavik libre mishkal le silva. Mar bre dravina lo shavik libre le miftach le kavasa. Dilma chavil v'havaya le shigigas isur. The Gemara relates, Rav did not allow his son to extract a thorn from him, due to the concern that his son would unwittingly wound him. Mar, son of Ravina, did not allow his son to pierce his blister, lest he wound him, which would be an unwitting violation of a prohibition. Yihachi acharnami, achar shigas lav, beno shigas chenek. The Gemara challenges, if so, this should be a concern when another who is not his son treats him as well, as is prohibited for one Jew to injure another. The Gemara explains there is a distinction, as when another treats him, the concern is that the individual would be an unwitting violation of a prohibition. By contrast, when his son treats him, the concern is that he would be an unwitting violation of a prohibition punishable by strangulation. The Gemara asks, but with regard to that which we learned in the Mishnah, Shabbat 122b, it is permitted on Shabbat to move an ordinary hand needle used for sewing garments to extract a thorn with it. Why is it permitted to extract a thorn on Shabbat? Let us be concerned lest he wound the individual in the process, which would be an unwitting violation of a prohibition punishable by stoning. The Gemara answers there, even if one wounds the individual, he is unwittingly performing a labor for a destructive purpose. In other words, he is causing an injury, and one is liable to be executed only for the performance of a labor for a constructive purpose on Shabbat. The Gemara asks, this works out well according to the one who said that one who performs a labor on Shabbat for a destructive purpose is exempt, but according to the one who said that even when performing labor for a destructive purpose, there are cases where one is liable if he benefits from the action. What is there to say? Man ishamisla damar the Gemara answers, whom did you hear that said that one who is instructed in causing a wound is liable to be executed if there is a constructive element to his action? Is Rabbi Shimon.